So you are the arbiter in the Sunry murder case, then. I hope you're as impartial as the office is traditionally supposed to be. I thought that was judges. You off-worlders have a tendency to ignore the rule of law in favor of some rather irrational causes. Uh-oh. I'm getting called out before I've even done anything. What is it that I can do for you now? What do you know about the murder of Alasa? Sunry is from the Republic, Alasa was from the Sith. They kill each other all the time. What more is there to know? Yes, the details, that is for the judges of our courts to decide. Their use of the word impartial keeps catching me off guard, because traditionally speaking, at least in our world, lawyers aren't really supposed to be impartial. They're supposed to follow the rules, but they're supposed to, like, you know, try and come up with the version of the rules that is best for the client. But the way they keep talking about arbiters being impartial almost makes it sound like I'm supposed to be the judge, which is crazy. See how this goes. I'm gonna begin Sunry's trial now. I promise you guys a trial tonight. I think this is the last thing we're gonna do tonight, but I did say in the Discord announcement that we were gonna play lawyer, so here we are. Are you certain, human? Once the trial has begun, it cannot be stopped, and once judgment is given, the case can never be reopened. No court of appeals, I suppose. You must be certain your investigations are complete before you request a trial. The role of the arbiter. Are you certain you wish to begin the trial now? No, I'm still deciding what I'm gonna do, but I'm pretty sure I've found all the evidence there is to find now, so let's begin the trial. Very well, human. I shall advise the court and we will begin immediately. Let the record show that the trial of Sunry versus the Ata City Authority has commenced. Presiding judges are Shalkar, Yosa, Aleshikan, Ota, and Dula. I wish I could remember which one it was that was so nice to me, and which one it was that was so apathetic to justice. Trial is to determine the culpability of Sunry in the death of the Sith Alasa. Representing Sunry in his defense is a member of the Jedi Order. Do you have any opening statements? Interesting. Sunry is guilty of the murder. He's confessed to me. My face looks frozen here. Sunry is guilty of the murder. I have this recording as proof. Force persuade, you will find Sunry innocent. There's an awful lot of people in this room to be force persuading without getting caught and called out anyway. I will find Sunry innocent, or I have no comments this time. Huh. Find Sunry innocent. Remains to be seen. Brilliant opening statement on my part. Acting as prosecutor for the Autopsy Authority is an impartial observer from the Sith Empire. Or impartial.
It is an honor to see justice served, and I will see Sunry is executed for the crime he has committed.
Do not be too overzealous in pressing your commission, Sith. The first matter of business is a presentation of a sworn testimony by the proprietor, Ignis, of the hotel where the murder occurred. What is the testimony you wish to give us?
The man I saw leaving, Sunry, probably left after I heard the blaster shot.
The guilt of the accused is apparent
Wait.
even this early in the trial.
Know your place, Sith. This is important evidence. The court will keep this in mind near the top of the list of pertinent facts. Wait a second. I passed the persuasion. We will now begin by calling forth witnesses to the crime and taking their testimony. After each witness has given their testimony and you've cross-examined them, you may ask the presiding judges for their opinions on the current state of the case. This is a special privilege given by manaan law only to the defendant, so use it wisely. This witness is Firith. Prosecution will question the witness first.
You are Firith Me, the well-known Pazak player. I wonder if we can trust the word of a gambler as reliable testimony.
Objection, Your Honors. Objection sustained. Ask the witness your questions and do it promptly.
Of course, Your Honor. Firith Me, what did you see the night of the murder?
Well, I came out into the hallway after hearing the blaster shot and saw Sunry over there limping down the hall out of the building.
A very obvious point, Your Honors. The accused was seen leaving the scene of the crime after the blaster that killed Elassa was fired.
Very pertinent point, prosecutor. Now the defense's turn to cross-examine the witness. Okay, now that I have a second where I don't have to either translate for lurkers or worry about missing anything. I passed the persuasion check to get Ignis to say that Sunry left before the blaster shot. And after I talked to him again and had that list of options again, I backed out of the conversation and double-checked my quest journal to make sure that it still said that, and I swear it did. So either he lied to me, or I did fuck it up. I'm not sure which, but that was part of the reason why I started my opening sentence with he's innocent, because I thought I had Ignis in the bag. I wonder if I get multiple questions. Did you actually see the murder happen?
You mean actually see him kill her with my own eyes? Well, no, but I don't think there could have been anyone else there.
Your point is well taken, Arbiter. Yes, I have additional questions. Elassa is a Dark Jedi, isn't she?
Yes, from what I could tell. She carried a lightsaber under that cloak of hers.
Objection! That doesn't prove she was a Jedi.
No, this piece of evidence is very important. It establishes the character of Elassa and perhaps her intent in dealing with Sunry. How could Sunry have harmed her if he was a cripple?
Well, he was moving pretty fast running away, but yeah, I mean, how could he kill a Sith warrior in combat? I don't know for sure.
Do not think less of Sunry because of his handicap. He is fully capable. Can't you see the man can hardly walk, let alone fight Alasa? That is enough for now. We will deliberate on this later in private. Pirith isn't the guy that it makes the most sense to ask about the medal. That would be, Lupak? Whatever the Rhodian's name was. But if I have the chance to ask it, I mean, why not? Was the medal left at the crime scene not a little too obvious?
I think it may have been. I mean, you'd have to be pretty stupid to leave something that important lying around, wouldn't you?
This argument has merit. Additional questions? No, I have no additional questions. I'd like to use this opportunity to pull the judges. Yes. Yes. I do not have enough information to make an informed decision. I am unsure as yet as to whether Sunry was the actual murderer. I cannot make my decision on what I have yet seen. I do not have enough information to judge this case yet. I cannot tell you if Sunry killed Alasa, but I am confident it will be proven. This one. This is the judge that's annoying. Hey, all lives matter more. Welcome in. Since the defense has no further questions, we will call the second witness. Rhodian Blueport. Okay, I was close. I almost remember the name. Prosecution may question the witness.
Glupor the Rhodian, you were staying in the hotel the night of the murder and saw Sunry leaving Alasa's room, didn't you?
Yes, Glupor sees Sunry running down hallway. And when Glupor look in room, says woman dead on floor.
This is
No,
clear,
not modded.
then, that Sunry left the room with the Sith Elasa already dead behind him.
Perhaps, Sith, perhaps. Is the turn of the defense to question the witness now. Interesting. I wonder if he only had one question? Or if we only get one question this time around. That was the voice actor that is Liquid Snake from MGS1. The prosecutor guy? Nice. I'm not familiar, but I know that there are a handful of voice actors in here from quite a few other things. I think it's gonna let me ask all of them again. British sounding guy sounded exactly like him, but not sure. Gotcha. Wouldn't doubt it. Fair enough. Do you see Sunry kill Alasa? Glupor not see Sunry really hurts us. But Glupor did see Sunry leaving room with dead Sith in it. Yeah, we got that part, thanks. But Glupor not see him really kill Sith. An important distinction, Arbiter. You wish to ask the witness anything else? Yes. This we're playing compared to modern games. If you enjoy other BioWare games like the Dragon Age series or the Mass Effect series, I'd say absolutely. Or just in general, if you enjoy like story-focused RPGs where, as far as I can tell, choices seem to matter a fair bit. If that's your jam, then absolutely worth playing for sure. Do you really think a cripple could have hurt a lasso? Sunry seems like a strong man, but he is hurt too. Loop or not think that men like that would stand up to a Sith. Not at all. But Sunry still run fast after. You know full well the extent of Sunry's injuries, Arbiter. Okay, alright. I got it. But the fact still remains. Hard is kind of subjective, but I'm not very good at a lot of combat in video games, and it's not too bad. I think I'm playing on normal mode, and there have been a couple of pretty tough fights, but not every fight. Like, for me personally, it's a nice balance. I like a couple of challenging combats, but for the majority of like the little miscellaneous enemies to be not too bad. And so far normal mode has pretty much been that for my skill level, but that's kind of a hard question to answer because it really depends on the person playing and what level you're on and all that kind of stuff. They might fuss at me for asking this one again, but I'm driving a point home here. Isn't the medal at the crime scene too obvious a clue? Loop or not know. Why anyone leaves things in someone else's room? Okay, fair enough. Loop or just think these things happen. It's just odd. Yes, odd indeed. You wish to ask the witness anything else? I hope they complete the remake too. And yeah, that's fair. I have a friend who plays a lot of older games, and from what he's described of stuff like Icewind Dale or Neverwinter, I think was one of the ones, or like Baldur's Gate 1. I'm pretty sure it's easier than all of those. He's actually not that big, he's just very floofy. This is Ghost. He even has his own introduction. Gave the most important question for last. Did you plant the medal on the lasso?
Glupor.
Don't do it, Glupor.
The prosecution will be silent. What is it you wish to say, Glupor? Glupor paid by Sith to plant that medal.
Lies! Slander! I object!
You are certain of this, Glupor?
Glupor wonky.
Glupor certain. This new evidence puts the entire case in a new light. No further questions, Your Honor. Yes, I would absolutely like to poll the judges at this time. Absolutely. Guy still doesn't have enough information. I'm not sure as yet as to whether Sunry was the actual murderer. I'm gonna make my decision on what I've seen. Do not believe Sunry, as a well-standing Republic citizen, could have committed this crime. Okay, we've got one on our side. Pretty sure this is the nice one. Perhaps I was wrong after all, in my thoughts about Sunry. Okay. I'm pretty sure this was the annoying one, so we're getting somewhere. Oh, if the defense has no more questions, the court will call out Elora, Sunry's wife. Didn't know she was going to be a witness, but
You,
fair enough.
Elora, are Sunry's lawful wife. Your husband was a hero in the last war between the Sith Empire and the Republic. He was crippled in that war. Do you not believe he'd blame the Sith for his injury?
Yes. I guess he would.
And there you have motive. Sunry seeks revenge on the Sith for what they did to him and killed Ilasa.
Supposition for now, prosecutor. Does the defense have any questions for the witness? She's already a terrible witness for her husband, honestly. Also, I suppose that, marital sanctity, or... I don't know I don't remember what it's called, but the thing where, like, you can't be forced to testify against your spouse in court, or like you can't be forced to like reveal private conversations you've had or something along those lines. That's actually a real law that exists. Apparently not in this world though. Sunry was a cripple. Could he have killed Ilasa?
He was a good man, but his injuries pained him terribly. But he always held on, always persevered. I don't think he could have beaten her or anything like that. But a blaster? I just don't know.
Sunry seems fully capable to me, but it seems unlikely that he would choose to do such a thing. Yes, I have more questions. Sunry was a Republic war hero, wasn't he?
Yes, he fought against the Sith in the last war. He fought bravely, and was even awarded the Hero's Cross. I don't know how much that means to the Sith, or to your Selkath, your honors. But in the Republic, it is awarded only to the bravest, most valorous, most honorable men. The kind of man who earns that medal would not kill someone in cold blood.
Your husband earned a medal because he excelled at killing Sith. It relates directly. Do not let personal opinions sway your judgment of the law. Yes, I do have more questions. Only one. Is it true? And this honestly could be a coin flip. It depends on how they take it. Because she was his lover. Could be a compelling... I mean, it's a compelling counter to the Siths. The prosecutor's argument that he just wanted revenge on any Sith he could get his hands on. That being said, affairs have been the motivators for quite a few murder mysteries before, so... But given that the prosecutor's already... He showed his cards too early, and was too excited to double down on the whole he just wanted revenge thing. Is it true your husband was having an affair with Ilasa?
Yes, it was true. He was having an affair with that Sith harlot.
It seems painfully obvious that he killed her to keep her quiet about the affair.
I thought he killed her out of revenge. Be silent. You've already questioned the witness, prosecutor.
He'd been seeing her for some time, I think. But he said he was going to change. He'd gone there that night to end it. We talked the night before and he'd promised. But now things have become so very complicated.
This is very enlightening evidence that will influence our deliberation considerably. Will it? In my favor, though? Or... Don't feel quite as confident. Sorry for the cat bell. I don't feel quite as confident about that one as I did about the Rhodian. That one, I'm not ashamed to say I was more than a little smug with the no further questions, but... Yes, I will use the opportunity to poll the judges, absolutely. He still doesn't have enough information. I think that Sunry was perfectly capable of committing this crime. Not make my decision on what I have yet seen. This one still doesn't believe Sunry is a well-standing Republic citizen could have committed this crime. Okay. If I'm correct that this is the obnoxious one, at least they didn't win him back to their side with the wife. Does the prosecution have any remaining witnesses to call forth?
I wish to call forth Sunry himself, Your Honors.
Very well.
Are you a war hero, Mr. Sunry? You fought in wars against the Sith Empire, correct?
Yes, that's right. And I don't regret it either. The Republic needs its heroes.
Indeed. Would you say that you dislike the Sith? Even hate them?
Of course I hate them. Trying to take over the galaxy every chance they get, killing millions of innocents?
Pure politics.
He's gonna shoot his own
Were you in
case in the
Alas's
foot.
room on the night of the murder?
Well, yes, I was. I had been having an affair with Alassa, my wife, yes. But I realized how wrong I'd been, and I was going there to end it.
You were having an affair with a Sith. You wanted to end it quickly and quietly, so you killed her from behind and tried to flee.
No,
I think we can see the answer clear enough, Mr. Sunry.
Do not interrupt the accused. In fact, I think you've said quite enough already, prosecutor. See, I've been respectful. Prosecutor's been annoying and it's not doing him any favors. Ooh. It probably doesn't matter for the purposes of gameplay which order I ask these questions in, but... I did a mock trial in 8th grade and loved it, so I'm having fun with this, okay? And we're gonna pretend that it matters what order I ask the questions in. We want to leave a good impression. How could Alassa have got a hold of your medal?
I don't know. The medal had gone missing some time ago. I never found out what happened to it. It's possible the Sith had stolen it and had it planted on the body.
Supposition, Your Honors?
True, but it does have merit and deserves consideration. Anything else you wish to ask the accused? I read that as accursed. The accursed. I'm not sure if I actually should ask this question. Now that I'm thinking about it, because that was, I mean, now I know that he killed her. And that was the motivation, was because he found out she was a spy. I'm not sure I should bring that up because I don't know what he's gonna say. You were going there to end the affair. Would the Sith object?
Yes, I think they would. They wouldn't want to lose one of their sources, even though I didn't give them anything. They might have killed her for her failure. Or they might have thought she'd turn against them or something like that.
The Sith Empire is not the barbaric institution you portray it to be.
Be silent, prosecutor. This is a valuable point that lends some credence to your defense, Arbiter. The irony is chef's kiss that the prosecutor burst out, speaking out of turn yet again, to proclaim that the Sith Empire is not a barbaric institution, as he has to be told for the umpteenth time to shut up. I have no idea if I should ask this question or not. Because I have no idea if... I'm not gonna lie, the completionist in me that wants to get all the information from all the NPCs and ask all the possible questions wants to ask it because it's there. But I don't know if that would actually, to borrow the judge's words, lend credence to my case in their eyes. And I feel like it risks Sunry himself having some kind of outburst that gives him away. I'm going back to that, all the remarks about Arbiter is supposed to be impartial, and I still don't know what that means, because... yeah. And I'm weighing all of the options, like, if he gives it away, I haven't even had the opportunity, but regardless, I haven't lied to the court. I've just been doing my job and asking my questions. And if he's as concerned about costing the Republic majorly for his fuck up as he claims to be, then he really should have a better rein on his tongue. But for curiosity's sake, because if I don't ask, I'm going to be curious what would have happened. The metagame reason. Lhasa was a Sith spy, wasn't she?
Of course she was. Why would a young, beautiful Sith woman get with an old cripple like me?
Oh. You're not helping yourself, Sunry. You only give reason why you might kill her. He merely states facts. The incompetence of the murder indicates that her occupation was not the motive for the killing. The fact remains, Lhasa was a Sith, and likely a spy as well. Further questions, Your Honor? Yes, I will absolutely use this opportunity to pull the judges. This one still doesn't have enough information to make an informed decision. One's unsure. Interesting. This one, I think, changed. Seems to me the evidence is weighted against Sunry. That's not good. I'm pretty sure we lost one. Okay, this one's still on our side. assuming that he's not changing his mind with every single witness, I think this one's still on our side too. Witnesses have all been called forward and questioned by both prosecution and defense. The prosecution will now present, in closing, a summary of the pertinent facts of this case. Hey, Redman, welcome in. Yes, first playthrough.
I think the facts in this case are very straightforward. Sunry was having an affair with Elasa.
You're welcome.
He sought to end it, and the
I gave him that.
simplest, quickest method, given his hatred of the Sith, was to simply kill her. Witnesses saw Sunry fleeing the scene, and material evidence places him there at the time of the murder as well. I am confident that any informed observation of the facts will lead the judges, Your Honors, to this very conclusion.
And your closing statements, Arbiter. Nice, favorite game of all time. That's how I found you. Awesome. Well, welcome in. I'm only 22 years late, but having a blast with it. Obviously currently, thanks for the follow. Obviously I'm currently on Manaan. We did Kashyyyk and Tatooine. And Dantooine, obviously, but I've got Geno Harridan quests on a couple of those now, but for other side quests and main story quests, those are complete now. So I think after the debating that I did about that last question for Sunry, I think I've come to the conclusion that being completionist about asking all the questions and saying all the things is indeed not necessarily in my favor. I'm guessing, given the length of the prosecutor's closing, that I'm probably going to be able to choose any or all of these if I want. Visit Yavin a few times. For starters, no one actually witnessed the murder. Truth.
Oh, that doesn't mean a thing. He was there, running from the room.
If you speak out of turn again, you will be forcibly ejected from the court. The Arbiter speaks a valid fact. Is there another point you'd like to make? It's so gratifying to me that the judges are annoyed with this douchebag as I am. Nice, keep grinding. Sorry to distract from your judicial experience. Nonsense. I play these on stream because I enjoy having somebody to share them with, so I appreciate you guys hanging out and coming along for the ride. This isn't my strongest point, because there's at least one judge who keeps being like, he's capable. He might not have done it. I'm not sure he did it, but he was capable of it. But it is a point. I mean, it's a closing statement. They're supposed to, like, wrap all your arguments together, so it was one of my arguments. I think this might be the one that I leave out. The Sith are obviously evil and set this up. Just because... obviously evil and set this up sounds... very biased and not based in evidence. And I don't think the judges are going to go for that. Okay, let's try this. Sunry was a cripple and couldn't have killed her. A cripple can be just as capable as any other man, and Sunry more than most. True. I wish it had more specific wording about her being a Sith warrior and a Jedi at that. You overrate this man. Perhaps. He got through to somebody. Lasso was a spy, and the Sith are framing Sunry. I find that highly unlikely, Arbiter. The Sith have no need of such deception. I mean, they're currently on... But the Sith's been known for violence, deception, and murder before. That is also true. Is there another point you'd like to make? I really wish I could make a point about how... I can't think of the right word. I keep wanting to say moratorium, but I don't think that's the right word. Basically how the Sith base is currently cut off from the Cellcast because they fucked it up. Like the other Bioware classics, yep. How's this game rate so far? Ooh. I'm really enjoying the early Bioware dialogue options. Like, that part is very reminiscent of Dragon Age Origins, and I'm loving it. I think it would be hard to do an overall... I'm going to tentatively say that if it keeps going like this, I like it just as much as either of those. And maybe slightly more than a couple of individual games, but I'm not sure I could say which ones. Like, I played Mass Effect Legendary Edition, so I played all three back to back to back in, like, a single go. So I don't really have a great, like, memory division of, like, the differences between the individual games, if that makes sense. Yeah, combat system's definitely different. I don't mind the combat. I think out of all of the BioWare games I've played, Dragon Age 2 and Dragon Age the Veilguard are among my favorites. This has similar, like, one of the things I really liked about Dragon Age 2 was the combat animations. And despite how much older this game is, it has similar, like, you get to see your character doing flips and cool acrobatic badass stuff. That's fun. Sunry was ending the affair, so the Sith killed her.
The Sith would not leave the medal of her killer clutched in her hand.
Your time for arguments has passed, and you would do well to remember that. The Arbiter's argument does bring up a valid point. Anything else you'd like to state? Then says I'm biased, but I think KOTOR does so many things right. I appreciate how diverse the planets are. It's done even better than Mass Effect. Yeah, planet diversity, I will definitely say, is way better than I would have expected from a game this old, honestly. Like, so far, they all definitely have their own feel to them, which is impressive. Good answers. Power make all the companions at games cool, but this game has some of the best. KOTOR 2 might have the best of all of them. Well, I'm looking forward to it. That's coming right after this one. I don't really know much of anything about KOTOR 2. I don't even know if you end up playing the same character, but I'm trying not to rush it because it's occurred to me that this is kind of, at least for now, for the foreseeable future, my last time doing a first playthrough of a BioWare series. So I'm trying not to, no spoilers. I appreciate that. I do. Chat has been very kind about not spoiling things for me, but also answering crazy questions when I have them. I only ever really ask stuff like, where the fuck is the Sith base? Or, does XYZ actually matter? Because if you read the description of my channel, I overthink everything. And every once in a while, there has to be a little bit of a check on that. just a little bit. Something to make me, like, make decisions and move on and stop thinking or overthinking eventually. Right now, the overthinking is whether it's worth it to add this point. Basically trying to decide whether the overthinking is the thought that maybe I shouldn't include it. Like, is that overthinking it? Or is that accurate? Which is also part of the problem, is I don't even always know when I'm overthinking or thinking just enough, especially with BioWare games, because sometimes it can be hard to tell, because so many little things can have effects that sometimes it's hard to tell what will and what won't. I still don't think it's going to be that compelling for them. I feel like this is the kind of argument that the prosecutor would make that they would be annoyed at him for, which is why I'm going to squash my inner completionist that wants to check all the boxes and skip this one. My arguments are complete. Okay. And the court will now deliberate amongst ourselves. The court hereby finds Sunry innocent of the murder of the Sith Alasso.
Your honors!
I win!
No!
Silence! Verdict has been delivered and his trial is now over.
Oh, Sunry, I'm so glad.
Elora, we have done all we could for you, old friend. Thank you for saving me. I don't know how I can repay you. Elora and I are going to leave here and get as far away from all this as soon as we can. I and the Republic will not forget what you've done for us. Thank you.
Awesome. We win! Public citizens are welcome on Manaan, but official inquiries should go through proper channels. Your function with the courts is complete. You should not interrupt our proceedings in this manner. Sorry. This one was nice to me. Or it was either this one or this one. One of them was nice to me, and the other one was really annoying about not taking their own job of justice seriously. I don't remember which one's which, though.
Got something on your mind, dude?
What do you think of Sunry's verdict? Now I can talk to him about it. Go figure.
Innocent. I don't know what to make of it, to tell the truth. Do you think justice has been done?
Do I? I'm not sure. Because we know he's not innocent. But he was a Sith spy. This is where it becomes a problem, because now I've basically got two lawyers in my head arguing back and forth both sides. Like, on the one hand, he did murder her in cold blood. On the other hand, she was a spy, so it could almost be argued that, and she significantly outclassed him in physical skill, so it could be argued that if they were gonna fight, or if one of, basically, if they were gonna come to blows, you could call it self-defense, because he probably wouldn't have survived a combat confrontation with a Dark Jedi warrior in her prime at his age and in his condition. Could he have just tried to end it with her straight? Yes. Could she have potentially tried to kill him for that? Yes. Could he have been a little smarter and tried to, like, feed her false information and basically used her spying against her? That probably would have been the better thing. But also, she was his lover, so a little bit of emotion-driven blindness, I think, is to be expected, or at least is understandable. Justice also changes depending on whatever planet's ground you're touching. This is true. Fuck it, nuke Manaan. I haven't picked up the star map yet. I can't nuke it yet. I already have to go under the ocean to some secret mine that people keep disappearing into and not coming back out of. I don't really want to have to swim through radiation to get there, if I can help it. Son, you started the overthinking spiral all over again. Because, going by that premise, by Manaan standards, justice has been done. Because the judges made their ruling, they found him innocent, and they don't do appeals, apparently, so case closed. So if you go by their consideration of what justice is, then justice is done and over with, basically. I think part of why I'm hesitating is because if I say no, not really, I feel like I need to know what I would consider to be justice, and I don't have an answer for that. But yes, of course, sounds too certain. Like, no, not really sounds more in the middle of, then of course justice has been done. Like, chaotic good D&D character would probably say 1. Yeah, probably. Actually, that's a good way to look at it. I mean, in a way, it's true. Everybody got their comeuppance. Lassa spied for the Sith and took advantage of a guy who really should have been smarter about his decision making. Now she's dead. Directly because of that, even. Sunry fucked up. Cheated on his wife. Had to spend however many days we've been here in a Manaan prison wondering what was to become of him. Get confronted with the evidence of his crime, and then worry whether or not his lawyer was going to out him to the court, because I didn't tell him. I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I never told him what I was going to do before we went to court, so he came in here not knowing whether I was even on his side anymore. And now he has to go home with a wife who knows that he cheated on her. Although she doesn't... She seems like the sort who will manage to put it out of her own head pretty quickly. I don't know. He killed a Sith ultimately, but it's disturbing how he killed her. Yes, yes. It's really the how he killed her. But that's also why I'm hesitating. Because if you look at the individuals involved, how else would you have expected him to kill her? Like, if he had tried to kill her the honorable way, he'd be the one who was dead, probably. Sunry equals Republic equals innocent. The logic is flawless. Justice is served. I don't know why the of course gets to me. If it was a yes more or less, I would definitely go with that. I'm also sort of comparing it to other dialogues that I've seen in, like, yes, of course, kind of sounds like some of the, like, the really super goody two shoes, like the Jedi's favorite student sort of answers, if that makes sense. A little bit too of the Little Miss Perfect tone to feel genuine, I guess. Just a little bit. I'm gonna change how I'm looking at this question. I'm gonna look at it from the perspective of who's asking it. Jolie's the one asking it. When I confronted Sunry about the recording of his crime, the problem is that the options were what? Freedom or life in prison / death. Sentence until proven 100% guilty makes justice a moral ground of perfectly innocent versus somewhat guilty. This is very true. Well, and part of it too might be that there might be a little bit of, I don't even want to say guilt, because it's not really that I feel guilty. It's just, I feel like my defense of him was slightly tainted by the fact that I was doing it largely to preserve the Republic's cause. Not so much because I thought he was innocent. Because I know he's not innocent. Just might be temporary jail time, however, that however isn't an option. Well, yeah, especially if it comes with the Republic getting cut off from the supplies of their healing mineral or whatever it is. I can live with it. Francisco. Sunry, you are my father. Okay, we're getting crazy now. When I confronted Sunry with the recording, Jolie seemed to object to his actions even more than I did. And then there's the point that Sunry didn't make any of the arguments that I'm sitting here making for him about how, like, if he had tried to kill her in any way other than cold blood, he'd be the one who was dead, that kind of thing. He didn't make any of those points himself. And it sounds like he reacted more out of emotion than practical strategy, which is arguably worse because if he lost control of himself and murdered somebody who had been his lover for a year, what's to say that that doesn't happen again, you know? No, not really.
But that has little to do with the law, doesn't it? A sad state of affairs, that. Too bad, really. Sunry was a good man once. I don't want to talk about this anymore. My jaw aches.